The transformational way of the 38th key is really pivotal in our lives. When we understand this one, immediately our life will begin to change. This is the pattern of struggle. We don't like the idea of struggle, but still in life we always struggle at some level. Whether it's the physical struggle for survival in the developing world, or the emotional struggle as we learn the meaning of love and loss, or the mental struggle with just about anything. The revelation of this 38th shadow is its dilemma, habit. You see, we're born to struggle, to fight, to move ever upward. We're forced from within to try and free ourselves, to learn to fly, to be free from struggle, to be effortless like the birds in the sky or the dolphins leaping through the ocean waves. But these creatures also struggle. Everything does. It's the nature of evolution to go on expanding, reaching, surmounting itself. In humans, struggle can either free us or trap us. It traps us when it becomes a habit. We can become so accustomed to struggling that it becomes our daily norm. It's there when we begin our day with a mental list of all the things we have to do, and before we know it, the day is over. What's important to notice is that regardless of whether or not we completed everything on the list, the day itself was lacking. It wasn't in any way memorable because we were trapped by our habit. There is a lot of sadness in this key. It's sad because it doesn't get to fight the real fight. Most people aren't doing what they would love to be doing. They're stuck in a habitual lifestyle that they think they can't break out of. Habit can give the illusion of security, but it's clearly an illusion. We can't be secure if we're unhappy. Security is a feeling in the cells, a sense of higher purpose. We don't have to know how to get there, but we have to begin. We have to break our habit. How do we break the habit of a lifetime? We start by being honest with ourselves. In what ways are we unhappy? In our job, our relationship, our body? Where do we struggle? We begin with self-honesty because we can then put that struggle to better use to serve our higher purpose. Imagine if we could use the consistency of the things we struggle with on a daily basis for our higher purpose. We could take all the energy we spend suffering and put it into something we've always wanted to be or do in our heart. That's what will change our life. We have to break the habit and shift our energy toward what truly matters to our heart. Many of us think or hope that we will one day transcend struggle, but we should be aware of the difference between the cessation of struggle and the end of suffering. It is suffering that we transcend, not struggle. We need struggle. Struggle defines us, sharpens us, hones us. It is a gift from the higher realms. Even the most illuminated beings struggle, but they do not suffer as they struggle. Struggle is their joy because they know it is strengthening them, polishing them, and refining their awareness. The earth is a school, and we are here to learn. Rest will come later. In the meantime, we can use the struggle to raise our awareness, to elevate our experience, and to bring us ever closer to the gift and the Siddhi. The dilemma of our habits is that they run our lives. They run us into the ground. We can't seem to just stop. So we need to pause and take a breath. All of nature pauses. Animals pause for no obvious purpose. Watch a dog or a cat or any other creature, and it'll pause in the time we're watching it. It'll suddenly stop and just be. It might only be for a few moments, but it's always there. The seasons also have pauses. Winter is a big pause. Night is a pause. So is the day for all the nocturnal creatures. There are many natural opportunities to pause that run throughout our day. If we're caught in our habit of struggling, we won't be present for a single one, and we'll miss the magic of the day. Because a day filled with pauses is a day with awareness, And a day with awareness is an extraordinary day. It's not relentless, just another day to get over with. With pauses, our days become extraordinary. So pause, stare out the window, close the laptop, switch off the phone for 5 minutes. We need to let life call us to our pauses. This is the first step to take, and what comes out of this awareness is a shift in our behavior. The 38th key is not about thinking. It's dynamic, and its partner is the 39th key with its gift of dynamism, which is all about action. How will we use our precious life force? What will we do with each precious day of our life? The 38th gift tells us, find a fight worth fighting for, and then pour our energy into that. The human spirit is indomitable. It loves to reach and stretch and break new ground. We won't be happy in life unless we too reach and stretch and break new ground, no matter who we are. We are built to persevere. We are designed to find our genius and follow where it takes us. We only have to begin. Love carries perseverance hidden within it, and life loves a challenge. Where would the fun of life be without challenges? When we begin to activate our higher purpose, then we'll continue to meet challenges, but we'll find the appropriate way through or around those challenges. Our perseverance will guide us. Sometimes we need to go for it and meet the challenge head on. Other times we may stand to the side and wait until a more natural way presents itself. What's for certain is that every challenge we meet in life is an opportunity to learn to love and honor ourselves more deeply. The gift of perseverance is what it truly means to be a human being. We are warriors. Life calls the inner warrior out of us, and when we answer that call, such a shout of joy emerges through us. When we do meet someone living according to their higher purpose, we see what a difference it makes. They shine. They're simple. They don't carry the same baggage or anxiety as the rest of us. They're still human and have their shadows, but they smile easily and live with open hearts. They know what it takes to live this life, so they understand the basic suffering we all feel. They've made the great leap, the leap into their heart. Everything they do now serves the love and joyousness that keeps flowing through that heart. Our heart is the source of perseverance. If we find ourselves unable to carry on with something, to keep living simply out of habit, it's because we aren't living from our heart. That's part of this gift. It helps redirect us to align ourselves with living from our heart, if we let it. That's the only honorable way to live, which is the enlightened knowledge of the 38th key. It's a great truth that every Siddhi is to be found inside every shadow. We just have to dig around a bit. We have to honor the struggle as well. The journey always begins with struggle, with the realization that we are in pain. In some ways, this recognition is even more uncomfortable than the shadow. It's like Dante's Divine Comedy and how he divided his allegory of consciousness into these 3 levels called Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso, otherwise known as Hell, Purgatory, and Paradise. The lowest level is Hell. It's always a struggle. We're stuck in it, and that's the way it is. Then comes Purgatory when we get a glimpse of something else, a glimpse of paradise. It's just a fleeting glimpse, a moment of transport, of possibility, of pure happiness, the new awareness that a different way to live exists. Then comes the hardest part. We still live in hell, but it can never be the same hell again. This is why the gift can be like a purgatory, because now we know that the struggle has a higher purpose, that it conceals a secret. We know now that the Siddhi exists and can be experienced, so the real work begins. Purgatory is the awareness that we're in hell but don't have to be, that there's a different way to live and we can get to it. Purgatory is midway. Hell is easier in some ways because at least we were asleep. We didn't know what we were missing. We thought this is how it has to be. Now a part of us is yearning for transcendence. Every mistake we make in life, every time we dishonor ourselves or another, we have the potential to learn something, and we touch the potential for transformation. Honor is also in the struggle. It's there as a seed. Every time we find ourselves struggling with a challenge, especially an inner challenge, we can try and remember to honor the moment. We can trust the experience of discomfort, not for what it is, but for what it offers. We can trust our awareness of it, because that awareness carries a glimmer of the Siddhi. It gives strength to the gift. It fuels the perseverance. With these keys, we have to hold it all in our consciousness, the shadow, the gift, and the Siddhi, all at the same time. If we hold our awareness only on the shadow, without remembering that the Siddhi is also there, we'll suffer and become weighed down by our life. But if we hold the honor behind life's challenges in our awareness, feel it driving our evolution forward and upward, then our life will feel very different. It will have a certain buoyancy. Honor transforms difficulties into opportunities. It's the hallmark of all great human lives. Honor turns surrender into victory. It's all about surrender. Not surrender of our free will, but surrender to our Dharma, to what our life is designed to teach us, our challenges, setbacks, and failures. It's all part of our spiritual development. To enter into the Siddhi of honor is to enter into knowing and great human dignity. Honor devours suffering. With honor, we can say no as powerfully as we can say yes. It's pure and free, because there's no guilt or shame in giving voice to a no that comes from our heart. Honor doesn't worry about the perception of others, because it knows that every person's perception is their own work, their own dharma, and not our responsibility. Honor takes feelings into consideration and behaves as kindly as possible, but it will not compromise our heart or the deep truth within. Honor is a spontaneous response to life, and it's rooted in unconditional love. Although it may often go unseen, it captivates the human imagination because it's found in the most ordinary and simple places, in the least expected situations. This is a Siddhi that few may embody, but anyone may partake in. It's dynamic, transformational, effervescent, and above all, honor is humble. People make a lot of fuss about honor. All manner of terrible things are done in the name of honor, yet the real thing eludes us. Like all Siddhis, it is inherently mysterious and not easily defined. True honor comes as a knowing, as an indefinable gratitude for life. It may be inspired by a person or an action or a story, but the honor itself is the uniting force, the transcending factor that connects the one heart to the many, and that brings us closer to life and to each other. Honor is something so quiet, and yet it elicits such a burning fire when we hear or see or feel it. We often think about honor as connected to death. To die with honor is a great thing, but perhaps equally powerful is to live with honor. This is also much more difficult because it's not honoring our hearts in one single terminal moment. Instead, it's a commitment to live what's true to our heart in every moment. Commitment doesn't mean we'll never fail, only that we'll never stop trying. It's relatively rare to live that way. Let's think about our own lives as we contemplate this Siddhi, and may each of us find the insight to live our own life with honor, no matter what life brings us.